algunas las presentaremos en inglés y otras en español, y harán el pitch, harán su conversación de 25 minutos más los 5 de preguntas en ese idioma. Vosotros cuando habléis con ellas a través de Swapcard podéis hacerlo en cualquiera de los idiomas, todos hablan inglés, francés, español y lo que nos echen, sobre todo si es para vender. Así que, let's talk about video on demand. Video on demand, or VOD, was already becoming our main source of entertainment, but the COVID pandemic has just amplified the trend. Who doesn't remember a few Netflix binges in March and April of this year? But alongside this trend runs another, that of online piracy. Yes. In this session, we'll learn about the VOD space, the main drivers and players, and where it's heading. But in particular, we'll look at piracy and how to solve this growing problem. Let's welcome Blandine Weill. She's the country manager España at Alchimie, and Eric Bénetière from Content Armor. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome, guys. Sorry, I think we're a bit going behind schedule, but we'll catch up. So off you go. We are ready to listen to you. We're looking forward.
Thank you.
Yes. You okay with that? I'll let you know when we can see your presentation.
Yes, you should.
And Blandine, remember, so when you want to intervene, to unmute yourself.
I'm not in mute, no?
No, you're fine. I am the one has entered with no mic, so this is a classic. You know, somebody has to do it, even the professionals. So now we can see your screen, I believe.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can
Off
we
you go. That's perfect.
Good, Eric, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, just to begin, to start, I want to start with a little bit of nostalgia. This TV is a Beovision 8800. This was the key model from Bang & Olufsen in the year 80s. It was the most skinny TV at this time ever made, and it had 16 event channels possible to be presetted in the TV. I'm sure you remember also this TV. It has also a remote control, very modern, and it was the most modern thing at this time. This was my TV when I was a kid, and it was a great pride for me. Yesterday, when I showed this picture to my 8-year-old daughter, Margot, she said, "Mommy, wow, this big machine looks nice, looks amazing, but can you please play again my favorite movie ever, where we left it yesterday?" Yes, Margot, my daughter, is a big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. And the way she consumes it is so far away from what my dear Beovision could offer her at this time. Next slide, please. She jumps very easily from watching it on our smart TV in the living room, then to a tablet in the kitchen, and even continues on my smartphone in the car. Today, even if linear TV is still key, especially with live sports events, for example, by the way, that are the most pirated content, or news content, a new way to watch content, to watch video, to watch TV has arrived, has started with strength in the past year. It's on-demand, VOD, video on demand. Next, please. I want to show you that there are various ways to watch VOD, and I will explain you some small acronyms that maybe you are familiar with. The first one is TVOD, transactional VOD, transactional video on demand. It means that you pay for one content, and it's only you pay for what you want to watch. It's a traditional way, to watch a movie, for example. what did iTunes, or what is also doing right now Rakuten TV. This kind of VOD represents 10% of the current market of the VOD. The other one is AVOD, advertising video on demand, advertising VOD. It means that you can watch for free videos, but you have to watch pre-roll, mid-roll, and you are only having advertising within your videos. In this market, the most famous one can be, we can say YouTube, but there are also new kind of partners that are arriving, like Pluto TV in Spain recently. And it represents about 30% of the market of the video this year. And the biggest one is SVOD, subscription video on demand. It means that you subscribe to a service and you can get access to all the content you want. This video on demand SVOD, the most famous actor maybe is Netflix, and it represents 61% of the market. 61% of the market that is more or less $69 billion in 2020. So it's a huge market, and it's become very, very great. Next slide, please. In Spain, also, the video market is growing very fast, and it's become also huge. We can see that this year represents 3 billion euro, but within the next 4 years, we are expecting an increase of 50% of this market, and it will arrive at 4.5 billion euros within the next 4 years. So it's a huge market, and also huge opportunity for many actors. It's no surprise that, next slide, please, to see that the landscape of the distribution, the landscape of the actors that are present in Spain is very dense, and there are many opportunities. In this slide, I just wanted to show you maybe a classification, an idea of classification of the current actors we have in Spain. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them, some examples. From left to right, you can see if it's AVOD or SVOD. So if it's VOD free with advertising, or it's VOD by subscription. And from bottom to top, we differentiate it if the catalog is very mainstream, like series, like movies. And if you go in the upper side, it's more affinity catalogs, I would say niche catalog, long tail catalog. So we can see that, for example, on the left side, as I said before, YouTube is very famous, but also Samsung has an offer like TV+, LG also Channel Plus, and Pluto TV is a more affinity with most niche channels. And on the SVOD part, on the right side, on the bottom, many actors on the movies and on the series plays like Netflix, like HBO, international ones, but also Spanish Movistar Plus Lite, which has a great offer, and also traditional audiovisual Spanish group that are now entering in this SVOD business, like A3 Player Premium or Mi Tele Plus. And on the upper side, you can see thematic offers. Flixolé, for example, specialized in Spanish movies, filming independent movies. And if you go upper again, more thematic, even more thematic, Dazen dedicated to sports, Planet Horror to horror films, horror movies, and actually my company dedicated to thematic and niche channels. Next slide, please. Yes, let me show you an example of the power of the VOD, VOD platform with this very famous series. I'm sure you all know, or maybe you have seen at least the pictures. It's Casa de Papel, Money Heist. It's been distributed and produced by Antena 3 in year 2017 at the beginning. Next slide, please. The 2 first seasons has been very successful in terms of audience. At the beginning, more than 4 million viewers for the first season. And then, obviously, after the new effect, it was a little bit lower, but still about 2,000, 1,500 million viewers for the 2 first seasons. So quite a success for Antena 3. The season 2 dropped in a little bit, but still a strong audience for linear TV. And then, after the 2 first seasons, arrived Netflix, and it acquired the exclusive rights for this series. They only made some minor changes. I would say they didn't change anything. Maybe they cut a little bit the length of the episode. They changed a little bit the cliffhangers. But what they did, they only did one thing. They put it on the platform. And thanks to that, they brought new types of viewer, new type of audience, new type of TV watching, like binge watching, which is a very trendy with Netflix. And it has changed the way people have been able to watch it. Next, please. With the arrival of Netflix, recent data I've seen is that season 4, that has been just last summer, just during the lockdown, has been seen by more than 65 million people. Only the first episode, no, not the full season, but one of the first episodes has been seen by 65 million of households in the world. Just 65 million is like the population of France. So it's just an incredible figure. And you see how the power of the distribution for production, Spanish production worldwide, thanks to the VOD platform. And the series became very fast the most watched series on Netflix of all time and all language in 2019 in France, in the UK, and Spain, I think. So chapeau to the Spanish production. It shows that the Spanish production is very strong. Spain is very strong in this area. And this success is very great for Spanish production, but it doesn't happen all the time. Next slide, please. This guy with the camera, you see on the left side. The left side is Juan Martinez del Pozo. He's a friend of mine. He lives in Sevilla. He's a film producer. He's very passionate about his job. He has been doing from many years. He has produced over the last 3 years many miniseries and short documentaries. He specialized in documentaries and about the boat and sea, which is his passion. And he focused 100% on this core business, and it was very great documentaries, very known from the industry for the quality of it. He knew there were other and many other aspects that are important to secure his business, his treasure, his production, his creativity, but he really didn't take the time to properly look at it in detail. Next.
Yeah, and especially one aspect that one has not looked at, because it seems for him very far away, and it seems only an issue for studios or big players. We often say video piracy, it's only for big players, it will never hurt me. But actually, piracy as of today is ubiquitous, and it's growing as much as the video platform. To give you some example, worldwide, we estimate that by 2023, so in less than 3 years, the estimated value of pirated video services will be around 67 billion of euros worldwide. So it's a huge, and it's growing as fast as the video business today. If we focus on Spain, the latest figures we got was that approximately 1/3 of viewers in Spain watch movies and TV series illicitly. So 1 out of 3. So you can count by yourself. In your neighborhoods, 1 out of 3 people are watching illegally movies and series. And it represents 545 million euro of lost profit for the whole industry in Spain. So again, everyone is losing due to piracy. It's end users, because you lose diversity, you lose offering. It's platforms, so we lose revenue from subscription, revenue from advertising that are directly linked to the audience of your content. The content owners are losing money from their licensing deals with platforms, and obviously at the end.
Yes, at the end, no mystery. Bad news for Juan. 3 months ago, with the lockdown and everything, he has had to close his company. He has been victim of a massive piracy of his content that had been seen, reproduced, and spread on many illegal platforms. And after all that, first, was not very. The dynamic was very bad for him. It was impossible also for him to sign deals with new platforms because his content has lost its value. He has also lost the illusion of this industry, and he decided to move on to another career.
So definitely we need to fight piracy, and we need to see how we can combat it. So what are the pillars that are typically used to combat piracy as of today? By the way, I'll let you see if you still recognize a movie, and we can connect and swap cards for those willing to play. But the first pillar, as you can see on the left, is about education. Obviously, we need to educate, and especially young people, that viewing pirated content is like stealing a book in a shop. That's exactly the same nature. It's a difficult play. And there are several axes for that. Obviously, it starts with more global society actions. And I can quote an example, which is, I believe, quite good in the UK. If you heard about it, it's an action campaign that is called Get It Right, where trying to reach, let's say, young people, they have onboarded influencers for social networking. So famous people for that for that young audience. There is a society level, but there is also the family level. So my kids are a bit older than Blandine's one, but are more teenagers like. I guess you can, if you are in the same position, you know it's a difficult play, but you take subscription. So let's say you take Netflix, you take sports subscription, you take Deezer or Spotify subscription, and still you know that at the end they're still willing to find a show that is not on the platform or the last season is not on the platform. So it's an ongoing battle to explain, to educate people that, again, viewing pirated content is like stealing a book in a store. So the second pillar is obviously everything related to legal and enforcement. We can give examples such as take down notices when content owners find a content on YouTube that is not appropriate, that belongs to them. So you ask the social platform to remove it. You have ISP blocking example, for instance, in the UK, where they got action for the ISPs to block illicit soccer game or boxing game more recently, so that people cannot access pirated content. You also have, obviously, pirate operation. Last week, there was again a huge police operation across Europe. And just to give you some numbers, it was more than 5,500 video servers that were discovered. And the estimated profit of that operation was around 10 million euros for this small team of pirates. And the last one I will focus a bit more today is technology. So within the technology pillar, you might be familiar with what we call DRM, or digital right management, fingerprinting, web crawling, that are typically used since a number of years in our industry. But as of today, I will focus more on what is called forensic watermarking. So forensic watermarking is a technology that embeds unique information in a video. This information is not visible by end user. So as a viewer, I cannot watch, I cannot see any transformation or any deformation of the video, and it's also robust to transformation of the video. So, for instance, if Blandine is camcording her TV set, when she is watching the latest movie or the latest TV episode, and we recover that camcord, we are still able to find the information we are placed in the video. And one of the specificity of Content Armor technology is to be able to insert that information directly in the video the way it is transported. So we do not need to decode the video to be able to insert that information, which enables a lot of new use cases on a much more efficient implementation and integration of our technology in the video workflows. So how forensic watermarking is used to protect a VOD content, for instance. The idea is that each user will receive a video that is uniquely watermarked with an information that relates to him. It could be an account information from the SVOD platform. It could be an IP session number. It could be whatever number you want to insert. So let's say it's a Blandine identification again. She's very bad, and she used that her account in the VOD platform to steal, let's say, the content. So to camcord it, to grab it, to get it through HDCP strippers from her set-top box, and she publish it on let's say on YouTube or Facebook. So if you have put in place a monitoring of the website of the cyber lockers, and you are able to find out that she has published that content, you recover that content from this website. It will run through our watermark detection service, and we will be able to extract the ID from this illicit file. It means that as a platform owner, you will be able to understand the source of the leak that has been used to publish your content on internet in an illegal manner. you can then take the action you want. It can be, it can vary from, let's say, commercial to commercial actions, or you can close the account, shut down the IP session, go to open a legal case. It really depends the action you want to take according to your service. So forensic watermarking can be applied at various steps in the video industry. It can start from the production. So when you start producing a TV episode or TV movies, you can use it to protect your content from dailies, cuts, localization, subtitling, review and approval, or screeners for journalists or let's say sales screeners when you try to sell your content to other platforms in the world. In the case you are distribute then that content, there is a segment that we call the B2B distribution, where let's say you distribute your content through maybe 10 platform, being, I don't know, Telefonica, Sky, or Asian partners, Orange in France, whatever, and you would like to understand from where the leaks come. So you would insert an ID that direct to the pay TV or OTT platform. And if you find a leak, you are able to find from which network it comes from, and therefore be able to discuss with your licensee what action you can take to reduce the piracy of your content. That's the second segment. And then we use also watermarking for direct-to-consumer services, where we put this specific ID either for live content or for premium VOD. For live content, the goal is to be very quick in being able to shut down the illicit feed, so that, for instance, for a game, within a few minutes, you are able to shut down the source of the illicit distribution of your soccer game, of the last Madrid-Barcelona game, if you wish. And for premium VOD, typically it is used to protect the very first week of your exclusive content, and try to keep as much as you can the exclusivity you have typically on that content, and protect your business. That's the main use in premium VOD. So to summarize, piracy is growing as quickly as the VOD market is growing, unfortunately. And I would like to quote an executive from Virgin who say again recently that the worst competitor was piracy. Actually, it was not Sky or it was not BT. For him, the worst competitor, the main competitor he has for his video service is piracy. So we really need to fight piracy altogether at several levels, several pillars, but really need to make sure you have the right weapons to combat video piracy. And definitely forensic watermarking is one of the latest technology lever you can take to combat the illicit distribution of your illicit content. So please get in touch with us. And we'll be happy to investigate with you how we can integrate forensic watermarking in your video distribution workflow.
Thank you so much, Eric and Blandine. Thank you so much for this fantastic presentation. If you can exit, there you go, exit your screen. We are back. Thank you so much. Sorry, we're running a bit tight on schedule. So let me just ask you a quick question, Eric. Eric and Blandine, but Eric, can we automatize the watermarking, insertion, and the detection?
Yeah, sure. So we typically work with our partners and customers, and we insert the watermarking in their video workflows. So typically in between encoders and packagers for OTT distribution. And our detection service is totally automated and can scale as it is deployed in the cloud. For that, and our customer can access it through a REST API in a totally automated manner.
Excellent. Well, I'm so sorry we have to continue, but I invite the audience to contact you, Eric, and of course Blandine, if she's with you through Swapcard, to continue the conversation about Content Armor and fighting piracy. And also, you invited the audience to guess those three films.
Yeah, sure. Have you recognized it?
I know, but I'm not going to say.
You are
so You have to offer a prize though, Eric. So otherwise, you know how people.
Yeah.
What are you offering?
We are offering a free trial of Content Armor technology.
and a couple of beers. And
certainly a couple of these next year when we can be all together.
So if you know the title of those 3 films that Eric showed in his presentation, you should actually know those 3 titles. Contact them, and obviously contact them to do some business through Swapcard now. And he will give you a fantastic prize and probably a fantastic business relation. So thank you to Content Armor. We're going to have to continue with the next project. Bonne chance. Merci beaucoup. Merci a tous. Okay, so vuelvo a cambiar. I'm going to change back to Spanish to introduce, para presentar a nuestra próxima empresa. Y os pido disculpas, vamos con un pelín de retraso, pero lo recuperaremos. Pero bien, para